Hello, you guys, and welcome back to another solo podcast. I kind of wanted to do this podcast segment with someone, but then at the same time, I feel like I don't ever want to put someone in a position where they're uncomfortable because they get emotional talking about like certain topics, and I feel like today's topic is something a little more, sensitive to some people depending on obviously where you stand. I'm sure that the title of this podcast segment will be there and you probably know like what I'm talking about or what I'm going to talk about. Um and the reason why I'm here doing another podcast segment rather than having another video is because, again, I don't want to leave you guys empty handed this week, and I don't think I'm going to be finished editing this video that I have planned for you guys in within this week. So you guys will probably get, if we're lucky, if you guys are lucky, if me and you guys are lucky, probably get 2 videos next week. If everything just works out the way I want it to work out. Um, but yeah, it's just been a very, very busy week. It's Friday today. I have these lashes on because I was filming this sponsorship video and they're honestly bothering me, so I might take them off because they're like poking my eyeball. And yeah, so most of you guys know that the other video that I'm filming is like the Christmas decorating video. So I literally didn't even like come to the senses that I need Christmas lights, and I did get some Christmas lights, but they were like battery powered, and I don't got batteries, like who just has a stash of batteries, of working batteries at their house? I'm sure we got a stash of like dead batteries, but we don't have a stash of working batteries at our house. So it was a whole thing. I'm gonna see if like my brother wants to help me tonight and we can I feel like we have some white lights because I can't do the green lights because you guys will see. I don't think I've even like revealed this information, but you guys will see in the video and everything will be explained there and whatnot. But I once again last time I kind of had a list of like topics, but today I don't. Today, we're literally just gonna like go into it. I do have an idea of something that I kind of want to like go into and explain that, like if you're not in this position, like I wouldn't expect you to understand, but it would help you understand. And if you are in this position, you understand. And I feel like it's something that you will never understand how it is unless you are in that position. So the reason why I feel like I want to talk about this today is because obviously Christmas is literally creeping up on us. It's freaking like a couple weeks away, probably like no, probably like 6. Maybe less than 6 weeks away, and so it's holiday season, okay? And it's also Thanksgiving season, and it's like, all this times, all these events that you spend with your family. So I was thinking like, well, for me, I love me some Christmas. You guys know that I love me some holidays, but it's sad sometimes, because for kids of divorced parents, not even kids, like children of divorced parents, like you can be grown now and you still deal with the same exact problem. Oh, my shirt's like, there you go. Having to choose where you want to go to for the holidays. So my parents never had a court case, which is like kind of good, but then it's like kind of bad because now like it's up to me to decide on whose house I want to go to throughout the week, whose house I want to live in, where I want to spend the holidays, where I want to spend my birthday. Actually, like that's like for a whole nother podcast, is my birthday. Gosh, but Christmas and Thanksgiving, because there was no court case, I literally just get to decide where do I want to go, who do I want to spend this once in a year holiday with. And the court case, or during court, because I have some friends who also have divorced parents, but they went through their court. I think it's like 1 year you go with this person and the next year you go with this person, unless like you want to switch it up, I guess. But in my position, it is fairly hard to pick between my parents because I love them both so much, and it's like, you're handed like these two people that you just look up to so much. You have like this perfect image of them in your mind. Literally, they're the people you love the most in the world. Like, whether you like it or not, they are the people you love the most in the world. And you have to pick one. And you know that you're going to have to pick one. And you know that the other one is going to have their feelings hurt, Like, they might not show it, in love for you. And, like, in order for you, like, to actually enjoy your holidays. But their feelings are going to be hurt, Like, if I say, Mom, I'm going to go spend Christmas with my dad. She'll be like, okay. It's gonna make, it's obviously gonna hurt her heart because in their mind, it's like, oh, wow, like, she loves her dad more. That's what your brain would want her to think. That's what her brain would want her to think. So, and that's what your brain probably thinks when you tell, like, your parent, like, you're gonna spend a holiday with the other parent. So it's really complicated. It's really difficult, especially at a really young age, because it's like, especially if your parents, thank God, I didn't really have parents that talked like smack about it. Well, at some points, like, they did, just because, like, I feel like any other, like, your typical exes would talk trash about each other, it's like your ex, bro. And it's like, my parents were together for, I think it was 11 years. Yeah, like 11 or 12 years. So they were together, for a long time. And, that's the longest they've been together with anybody else, like with anybody on this planet. So they were together for a while. So obviously, like, they're going to be bitter about each other. And, like, your typical, like, trash talk about your ex. And it's like, as a kid, it's hard to, like, comprehend that because you have such a perfect image of the opposite parent that's like talking about the other parent, and then like your brain doesn't want to accept the things that the other parent's saying because usually it's negative, and you're so like innocent and your love for them is so like much that you're just like, it almost like messes with your mind, I feel like. And it's so hard to understand unless you're in this position. It's almost like the perfect analogy that I can think of is if you have like a best friend and then you have a girl and then you have a boyfriend. So like the boyfriend and girlfriend and then the best friend of the girl. So let's say like the girlfriend and boyfriend are together. So then the boyfriend is very abusive, very manipulative, very gaslighting towards his girlfriend. And then this girl sees that. So the girl sees that and she's gonna like, tell this girl like, you need to leave him, like, you need to leave, like, he's bad for you. And then this girl's like, no, like, he loves me so much, like, he's bought our house, he buys my car, he buys everything, like, he loves me so much, you just can't see it. So it's like, now this girl's in that position where she's like, is he a bad person, or is she just, like, trying to say he's a bad person and trying to make me think that. So actually, like, now thinking back, that analogy isn't that good, but just pretend it was. But anyway, like, yeah, that messes with your mind basically. In this case, like, he was a bad person, but when it comes to your parents, usually they're not bad people, but obviously like the opposite ex bitter, they're gonna want you to think that, your dad, your mom's a bad person, which sucks because, especially as a kid, because like, okay, like, what can you do? Like, you're gonna have to go to their house regardless. Like, that's your mom, that's your dad. But yeah, it really sucks. I think that's like one of the main reasons that, I know it's not just me. I've seen a couple of people be like, yeah, like, I really don't enjoy the holidays as much as like, your typical average person would, because you have to leave a house. Like, you have to leave a parent and spend it with the opposite parent, and then the other parent gets mad, the other parent gets upset, and it's just a mess, and they just fight with each other, they fight with you, like, usually you end up crying in the holidays, and then you start to think about like, wow, like how different would my life be right now if they were still together? And it's crazy to even think for myself, like how different my life would be if they were still together. Like I wouldn't be in this house. I wouldn't be who I am today. And I know it's super, super bad to say, but their divorce shaped me into who I am today. Everything bad that's happened to me, I wouldn't take a single thing back. As much as like it hurts me to say that, or as much as like I would want to like be able to say that, I would not take a single bad thing that's happened in my life back, because every single one of those like traumatizing experiences literally have humbled me and taught me lessons and just like shaped me into who I am today. And I wouldn't be this nice. I wouldn't look the way I look, even like when it comes to physically, like I wouldn't look the way I look. Like it's just crazy how like everything shapes you into who you are. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like I had a whole different mindset. I had like a whole like, oh, you're better than people mindset. A whole like, oh, you gotta like put a good image for people. Like I used to care a lot about what people used to think about me more than like what I used to think about myself. Like I would try to like pretend I'm like someone I'm not, or pretend to have like a confidence that I'm not, or that I didn't have. So my parents divorcing, if you guys didn't know, I had a brother that passed away. And that definitely like shaped me into who I am, because it just humbled me in a way that I don't think I could have ever been humbled in any other way. And it taught me lessons. I feel like that's why a lot of people are like, you're really wise. Like I'm not even trying to say this like to like sound that I am, but I think personally that I am very wise, like compared to a lot of people my age. There's different types of wise and wisdom, but I think I am very wise when it comes to like relationships, because obviously like each day I learn and grow from other people's relationships, and even from my parents' relationship. But no, I definitely think I am very wise when it comes to relationships, just because I'm traumatized. Like straight up, I'm traumatized, and my worst fear is choosing the wrong dad for my kids. And that's why I'm like so specific. I think I said this, I can't remember if it was on a live or in a podcast segment, that I'm like so specific when it comes to like dating. And everyone's like, well, why, like, like, why didn't you have a boyfriend? Why didn't you get a boyfriend? Like, what? Like, how you've been single that long? Because, like, so it's like, I'm scared, bro. Like, I'm scared. Like, in a relationship, it would be someone that I would be willing to marry, someone that I'd be okay with being the father of my kids. And the reason why I say that is because obviously, like, nowadays there's a lot of people who don't care about that, like they're like, oh yeah, like just enjoy your youth, which there's nothing wrong with that. But me personally, bro, I don't want to be in a relationship where we would like mess around or something like that, which first of all I wouldn't even do in the first place, because I'm planning to wait until marriage. But I don't want to be choose the wrong partner where they would like persuade me to mess around with them, and then just end up in like a situation where I would end up pregnant or something like that, and then end up with a kid of a father who I probably didn't want to be the father of a kid, So, I'm not okay with like just dating for fun, or like, just date because they're young, like, no, like I want to date someone, that I would be okay with raising my kids, And that's like really deep. And also, like, I'm 19. Maybe my mindset would have been different. I was like 15. I don't know. And I really do think it was, actually. There's like so many things that happened at that age that did humble me as well. I feel like back then I wouldn't take like guys. Well, I never really took guys seriously. Like, I would never be like, oh my gosh, like, you need to be my boyfriend. Like, I never went on a date, you guys. Like, I kid you not. I don't think I ever went on something like a day, because I mean, I can only think about like two guys that like I literally like interacted with through like messages for like a month. That's it, bro. Like that's literally it that I can think of. And like none of this was like one on one. None of it was like, I mean, half of them I never even like met in person. Like it was just like Snapchatting. Just be like, what are you doing? That's it, bro. Like we would have like one conversation a day, bro. And then like I would just like ghost everybody. Not in like a bad way, because like, nothing was pursued from anything, but I did have a point where like I liked attention from guys. Or not even like, not attention, but validation almost. And that was like at the same time when I was like dealing with the eating disorder. That's like for a whole nother day. And just dealing with self-image, and I would seek for validation from anyone that I could get it for. Like I'm talking about, I would slide up on the like, slide up with an emoji for a TBH and a rate. Hell yeah, I'd be the first one in line to freaking sign up. Like, I'm gonna slide up, bro, and you better give me a 10. That way I can feel better about myself. Like, I'm just gonna be real, bro. I did seek for validation, and that was because I literally just didn't love myself. Like, I just hated the way I looked. So I would like expect other people to be like, yeah, you look good. That way like I could possibly, or like maybe come to terms to love myself. But I feel like you don't learn to love yourself until after that stage. After seeking for validation from other people is when you start to love yourself, and after you find Jesus, period. But yeah, I never really like took anything or anyone seriously. I knew like, all these guys I would never want to like marry or even date. So I never took anybody seriously, and I think I knew, like, obviously I wasn't ready for a relationship, bro. If I was like 14, like, no. But not that like that's a bad age to start. I feel like kids nowadays are like a little more mature than me, bro. Like, I don't know how y'all 13-year-olds look like the way y'all look. Like, y'all guys look older than what I do. And I'm freaking 19. Like, what? But I feel like obviously like now, I'm more wiser than I was at age 14. And I don't think I even came to those terms until like very recently, to be honest, about relationships and about like being like, if I'm gonna date someone, it's because I would want them, and I'd be okay with them being like the father of my kids and my husband. And I think it's so important for not only girls to look for that perfect person, but for guys to be okay that the person that they're together with could be the mom of your kids. Well, obviously, like, I think we all mature and we all like gain wisdom at different ages, but it is very difficult. It's very different nowadays. I feel like back then it was like, it wasn't the way it was now. And I think we can all agree how like social media has changed so much. Like, people can cheat off of the palm of their hands, which is insane to me. Well, not really. It's not insane to me. But, at the end of the day, it's like, if someone really wants to cheat, then they're going to do it regardless. Even if we were, like, in the 1800s, they're going to grab their little horse, bro. They're going to grab their horse and take it to, like, the castle next door and go cheat on you if they really want to. And it's the same person that is, like, snapping other girls, bro. It's, like, it's equivalent. But, anyway, I don't even know how we got into this conversation. Anyway, back to the divorced child effects. That's definitely one effect that having divorced parents had on me, was like my stance on relationships. And I think I know what to look for and what to not look for, and I kind of know like all the red flags now because I witnessed them in front of me. And dang, that's really sad actually. But yeah, that shaped that. I feel like it shaped me physically because I think I obviously, like, when you're sad, you just don't eat as much, or sometimes you eat a lot more than you should because you're sad, you know. Both are perfectly explainable and perfectly normal. And I feel like obviously I was like the you didn't eat as much type. And I think I was very chubby as a kid. Actually, when I was little, I literally wouldn't eat. I was a stick, you guys. Like, I looked like this. So my parents started getting really worried because I would never gain weight and I would never get hungry, or I would never literally want to eat. Like, they would force me to eat. And so then I got taken to a specialist and like nutritionist and a chiropractor person. I don't know. He was like all of the above. And like they did some x-rays and some tests and all of that, and he concluded that some nerve, y'all, like I literally like taking these freaking words out of my butt because I literally like cannot quote this because I was so young. But basically he said that like my stomach didn't know how to tell my brain that I was hungry. Like my stomach couldn't communicate that to my brain. So I started these medications, and then I started these therapies that I would go to every single week. And after a couple of weeks, bro, I was extremely hungry all the time. Like extremely hungry all the time, probably more than what I like should have been as a regular child. So I gained a lot of weight. Like I was a really big kid. And then I feel like whatever in my stomach finally like was at the point where it was like normal. So obviously after my parents like divorced, I was sad. So I lost a little weight. And that at that stage I was in 5th grade, I think, when my parents got a divorce. So during that stage it was like, you know, kind of like 5th grade, 6th grade. So when I started to lose a little weight, I was like, girl, you look good. And the only like I wasn't even going, like I wasn't working out, I wasn't doing anything, but obviously like I just stopped eating. So I didn't really care for my weight in middle school, but then like I realized how easy it is to lose weight during middle school by just not eating and skipping meals and stuff. So I was like, okay, girl, like, let's just eat gum, bro. Let's literally just eat gum and water all day. So I literally just started doing that. That was kind of like whenever I matured a little bit, like from 8th grade to 9th grade. So I think that was like my biggest weight loss. I think I lost like 20 pounds in a very short time. That was 8th through 9th grade was when I lost a lot of weight. That was a couple of years, like 2 years after. No. That was like 3 years after my parents' divorce. And, dang, it hasn't even been that long. Like, it feels like forever that they've, like, not been together. But then you, like, think back and it's only been, like, a couple of years. You know, it's only been, like, 8, 9 years. That's crazy. Anyway. And yeah, so I was like, dang, you look good, bro. So I just kept doing that, and I wouldn't like eat because I look good, like I said. And that's when I hit the point, like, you know, like seek for validation. That's when I started like talking to guys to seek for validation, and I would like post myself to seek for validation and seek for someone to call me pretty because nobody else would, and I didn't think that. So but then I found Jesus, and Jesus was like, girl, you're beautiful and I made you in my image. So yeah, it was great. But guess what? None of that would have happened if it weren't for my parents' divorce. Well, maybe it would have, but I'm just saying, like, this is a leading factor, bro. Like, there's so many things that wouldn't have happened if it weren't for their divorce. Like, we literally wouldn't be here right now. I would not be filming right now if it weren't for their divorce. And let me tell you guys why, okay? The whole reason why I do social media is because I'm done worrying about money. Like, I'm just gonna be like straight up with you guys, and like I never like even like talking about this because I don't like people like feeling bad for me, or like, what is it called? What is it called, bro? Like when someone feels bad for you? Oh, pitying. I don't want anybody to pity me, and don't pity me if like you hear this and you're like, girl, like, So obviously, like, after my parents divorced, my mom became a single mom. She is now married again. She literally just got married like this year. But whatchamacallit? Also, that's a whole nother topic. We'll save that for after this topic, bro. is the step parents. Okay, but anyway, let's hold on. I'm getting a little too excited. But so she was a single mom for a while, and we were living at my dad's house. Obviously, we couldn't live at someone's house. Technically, it was like both of theirs, but it was legally it was my dad's house. So we obviously had to move out of there. We had to find a way to move out of there. She's over here with like a baby and me, and so we lived in this crusty, dusty, musty apartment, you guys. Like, imagine, like, I don't even know. Like, it was so bad. And I don't think I've ever told anybody this story except for, like, maybe, like, 2 people, bro. And nobody came over there. Like, we were just so, like, ill. Like, we were just so, like, not ashamed, but like embarrassed almost, and like humiliated to even like bring people over. So we only my very, 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 very close friends knew that I lived there, and it was literally like 30 seconds from our old house, which is the whole reason why we like even found that apartment. And it's like not your like apartment complex. It was like one of those it was like a big house, and it was just like cut in half. I don't know, what are they called? Like, there's like a word for them, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And it was like the oldest like building ever, bro. Like, oh my gosh, like it was made out of brick. If you know, like usually brick can stand for a very long time. That place was definitely standing for a very long time, you guys. It had no AC. We only lived there for 1 summer, by the way, which even sucked worse because it's like, girl, there's no AC. But we got like some window ACs, and it like worked out. So yeah, we just lived there for the summer. So there was no AC, bro, and there was no heating system. And the showers, bro, I would literally go to shower at my dad's house because like, but the showers, every single morning you would go into the bathroom and there would be like a slug either like in the shower or in the bathroom. It was bad. Like, I'm talking about, this apartment was probably like the size of like my room and my bathroom now. And it's like really sad to think about, but in the moment I was so grateful. Like, now looking back at it, this is how like my opinion looking back at it. But back then, bro, I would try to make the most out of that room. Like, I painted the walls like with this like cloud design, and it looks so pretty. And I would like decorate my room. I would try to, you know, to make the most out of the situation. I didn't even realize how bad the situation was in the moment, because I think I was like 12 or 11, 12 at that point. So, but now like that I'm grown and I look back at it, I'm like, damn, Lucy, like that's really sad. But I was really grateful that, you know, at least we had a roof over our head, because there's, you know, imagine if we didn't. But that was like all we could afford at that point, because it's like, you know, you're leaving with nothing, and all of my toys were thrown away. You know, everything we left behind was kind of like thrown away. I wasn't able to take any really furniture with me. All I took was my bed, the dresser that I still have to this day, and my nightstand, I think, and a lamp. That's all I took with me, and obviously like some of my clothes. Excuse me, but yeah, we lived there for a while, and then once fall started approaching, and you know, oh my gosh, the temperature started to drop a little bit like during the night. So we were like, obviously like we can deal with like the heat because we had like the air things, but those things don't warm up. And literally like heaters, you know, like, you would have to have like a bazillion of them for the house to be hot or warm at least, and then they would all have to be in like different rooms. So it's like, we can't stay here. So this lady, and I love her, bro, she was so kind, and she literally like gave us her apartment. And this was like a different apartment complex, like at an actual complex, and she gave us her apartment. And she would like, well, not really gave us, like my mom obviously paid for it, but she would literally like sleep in the living room. And but she was never there, bro. Like, that lady was not there. I don't know where she would go, but she was not there. She would just work a lot. She's a workaholic. So I think she would have like 2 jobs. I don't know. She wasn't there basically. So I had one room, and then my mom had one room, and then we would all just share a bathroom. And I remember there was just like a huge box there, bro, of like my things were just there because again, like nothing fit. So I would just carry this like box around from like house to house because like, bro. And prior to that, I had never ever moved like in my consciousness. We moved obviously when I was a baby, I think like 3 times. But like that's just I only know that cuz my mom told me that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. So like me knowing it was kind of hard to move because I grew up in this house, for in my head it was like 10 years. In reality, it was probably just like 8. Well, maybe not even 8, probably like 5 or 6. I grew up in this house and now this is all I know. And now I'm moving to these places, these weird places. Um, and so then finally we found a house, which is the one I'm in right now. It's really small, like really, really. It's not like as small as an apartment, obviously, but it's still relatively small. Like some people would be like, that's small. But it's so much better, and we've literally just customized it to the point where it's like we love it. Like I love this house so much, and it has so much more potential that I want to make like a video, like a YouTube series of me like remodeling certain areas of this house and learning how to remodel because that's something I'm literally interested in. But prior, I think I was 14 turning 15 whenever we got this house. And that was like, as a Hispanic, I don't know if you guys know what a quinceañera is. Basically, a quinceañera is a big, 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 big party you have. Think about a wedding, but for a single 15-year-old. It's basically that. Like, it's huge. And you have like a salon, you have a limousine, you have like food catering, you have like a whole schedule for the party. It's a lot. It's a lot of money. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of preparation. So my mom, she had been saving up all these years. I think it was like 2 years, I think. She saved up all those years and she was like, okay, Lucy, you are about to turn 15, so you have a decision. We can either get enough money to give the down payment for this house, or we could use the money for your quinceañera. Which, if you guys know me, bro, I'm such a sucker for quinceañeras. Like, I, to this day, literally wish I could have had one, but I never did. And I just, like, have this, like, image in, like, a big dress, like, having a photo shoot with a big dress, and just, like, seeing what I would look like in it, like, or how it would feel like to be, like, basically, like, a princess for the day. And so obviously I chose the house. Like, what kind of spoiled kid would choose a quinceañera over a house knowing you guys needed it? So I was like, yeah, like, house. And I faked not wanting a quince. And I think she still tells people, like, to this day, yeah, she didn't want a quince. Like, because they asked me, like, did you have a quince? Like, they'll ask her and she'll be like, no, she didn't want one. But I literally faked it. That way, like, she wouldn't, like, feel bad, So, if you're watching this, Mom, I'm sorry. But, yeah, so, she's probably not gonna watch this, by the way. She probably doesn't even understand what I'm saying right now. But, so we got this house, and it was a struggle after, like, getting this house. Because you know how, like, when you give a down payment from the house, bro, all you have is literally, like, spare change. Like, there is no money left, bro. Literally, all that I got for my quince was a cookie cake. Like, I don't even think we had money for, like, a real cake. But, on the other hand, at my dad's house, I had a, like, relatively big party. It was at his house still. It wasn't in a salon. But I had something, and he gave me a car. And I had, like, it was great. I loved that birthday. So, it was so weird how it's, like, in one house, you're like, spare change, like, cookie cake. And then at the other house, you're like, a car. So, that's a whole nother thing, is, like, having different social standing points when it comes to finances in different homes. It's really weird because it's like great though. It's like a balance, you know. Like you can't be too like crazy or like stuck up and be like, huh, I got a car, and you can't be like, you can't say that because look at your other party, you know. But like even looking back at it, I almost had more fun at the cake party than even this party. But I was so grateful for the car. I literally never saw it coming, you guys. Like I remember like my dad was like, look, because I got there and he's like, there was like this car parked in the garage, and I was like, what the heck, whose car is this? I've never seen it before. Obviously I didn't say it like that, but I was like wondering that with my friends, with the twins, if you guys know them. And then they were like, what if it's your car? Like, what if he got it for you? So then like my dad's like showing me inside, and he's like, do you like it? Like, do you like this car? And I'm like, yeah, it's really nice. And then he's like, it's yours. And I was like, I didn't even know how to react. I was like, ah! Because I was not expecting it. Like, bro, if I would have been expecting this, I would have freaking practiced my reaction. But I was not expecting it because, like, I love practicing my reaction, you guys, like, in the mirror. Like, if someone calls you pretty, like, what are you going to say back? You know, like, be like, aw, thank you. But no, bro. Like, I would have practiced my reaction. But, like, I was clueless. And then I was like, oh, my gosh. But it was crazy though, because I don't know where the hell I would have gotten a car from, because when I started cosmetology school junior year of high school, which was a year after that, I would have to drive from my regular high school to cosmetology school. So it's like, girl, how would I've, you know, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I would have to like ride with people. So it's like crazy because like God knew I needed that, you know, like I didn't know then, like I didn't know I was gonna need it, but like it's just crazy to me that even happened ever. Like, especially if you guys know my dad, he's like not your type to like plan a surprise. Like, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, it was just crazy, and it was so bad after like the down payment. Because like I said, like you have no money, bro. Like you have, especially like her, like as a single mom, bro, like with like wasting money for my brother for food. And then my brother was like at the age where like he still kind of didn't understand, like, no, he was like young, so he didn't know, like he just thought we wouldn't buy him stuff because we were evil and mean, you know, like he didn't understand it was because we literally couldn't. And I remember one time, bro, this like story, in the moment it was hilarious, bro. It was like literally hilarious, but now looking back, it is so sad. We went to the gas station and we like straight up had no money, you guys. Like we literally had zero money. Like we were just waiting like from paycheck to paycheck, because that was before I could work. I was 14. So yeah, we went literally from paycheck to paycheck, and the paycheck was done because the paycheck was put into the down payment. So, or not even the down payment, it was put into like setting up the internet, setting up the electricity, setting up like the whole water system, you know, like all of the utility stuff that you need to do in a house. And so we had no money, bro, for gas. So we went to like the nearest gas station because our car was about to die. And so like we literally like had coins, bro, not even quarters at this point. Like we had no quarters, bro. We had like dimes and nickels and pennies because we would use all the quarters. And we had $5 and like dimes and all these, and we were just in there counting at the counter like $5 for number 2. And then my brother's like, I want chips, because he's like, how old was he when he was 5 or 4, I think. And he's over here like wanting chips, and like I think we felt more bad about him like wanting chips and us not being able to get him than like the actual situation we were in. And we were like, oh, I'm sorry, like next time we'll get you some chips. And yeah, and then like we literally just go back to the car and we just die laughing, like because like the cashier, like we just were like thinking about all the things that poor cashier probably thought. So it was just funny, like it was funny. But like looking back at it, it's like, girl, that is sad, girl. That is really sad. But now I am here, you know, now I'm in this position that I've been offered. And you know, it's been a couple 3-4 years after past that. But my entire, well, not really my entire life, but ever since, like, my brain started to brain and my brain was started to mature, all I've known is, like, to always have to worry about finances, and my mom always being worried about, like, how she's gonna get money for the food, or all I know is that. And I think that's why I'm, like, such a stingy person when it comes to, like, buying stuff for myself, because I don't I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, and I might need that money, so I've come to the point where, like, I think I'm a very stingy person. And then I'm always, like, a person who checks the prices at stores before I, like, buy them, or I'll, like, add up everything just to make sure, like, it's not an extreme price. And I have, like, I'll go out sometimes and I'll have friends who, they just throw things in their cart and they're like, okay, let's go, and they, like, just don't care. And it's like, wow, like, I wish I could do that, girl. Like, I cannot do that. And even though, like, we're in a decent financial, well, kind of, but we're, like, in a way better financial position than we were back then, I still have that, like, PTSD, that traumatizing mindset where it's like, oh, like, worry about money, worry about money, worry about money, worry about money. So I was like, girl, I'm not about to sit around here and not do anything about this. Like, obviously I'm in college, but do I really want to, like, graduate college and, like, get an 8 to 5 and live paycheck after paycheck too? Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to, like, have side hustles, and I love doing this. I love making videos. I love making TikToks, and I love going live. And I really hope, like, one day I'm able to get a platform to the point where, like, I'm able to return absolutely everything that not only my dad did, but my mom did, and all the sacrifices she made, and all the worrying and anxiety she's had over money. Like, I can give everything back to them, like, I want to be in that position where, like, I don't have to worry about money, and I'm not even doing this for the money, because ever since I was literally a little kid, dude, I love vlogging. Like, I don't know if I can, I hope I can. I think I have, like, an old iPhone 5 in there, like, my very first phone, of me vlogging. I need to check. I hope I do. I hope I didn't throw it away. It was, like, me just vlogging, bro. I've always been, like, a girl to vlog. I love vlogging. I love having an audience. Even on Snapchat, I have, like, a story, a private story of that's called, like, vlogs, because that was prior to me starting YouTube, because of how much I love, like, talking. And I mean, you guys probably can tell, and just talking to people. So I do this for that reason. But again, I would not have been here if it weren't for my divorced parents. And that's why I tell you guys, like, and you guys wouldn't be listening to this, and you guys wouldn't know me if it weren't for my divorced parents. And everything, every single thing comes down to that. And it's so crazy to me. And I think I was talking about, or I had mentioned that about the step parents. Oh, the step parents. It is so hard to accept. I feel like, as good as of a person that they are, sometimes, like, it's just hard, because you're like a family, but it's like they're not your family, really. And, like, deep down you kind of wish that was, like, your mom, or that was your dad. Well, not like them, but you wish that it was them instead. And you just can't help but imagine, like, if you were out in a restaurant eating, with your actual family together, rather than them, and rather than the step parent. And it's, really sad. And every single time, like, I see a family, it makes me so sad, because it's like, I wish, that could have been my parents. Like, I wish things would have been worked out and stuff. But then at the same time, I'm like, no, Lucy, like, you would not be who you are today, girl. And I feel like all of those experiences, like, all of that trauma, or whatever you want to call it, made me such a strong person, because it's like, you had to deal with, like, a breakup that wasn't, like, your own breakup, and at a young age, and you had to understand that, and you went from seeing your dad every single day to literally, like, once a week. And also, oh my gosh, this one is actually really, 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 really sad. So obviously it took my parents like years to get remarried or have like a partner or whatever. But during the holiday, or not even during the holidays, bro, like whenever I would leave my dad's house, like I literally like, hold up, this makes me like emotional thing. This is probably like what hits me the most, like what gets me the most emotional. It's like the silliest thing too, is like leaving them there, you know, like whenever I go to my dad's house, I would leave my mom's house, and my brother would usually go to his dad's house too. So it was like my mom would literally be in a house alone, like, and I feel like that's so bad because it's like, you know, if you're alone, bro, especially after like a divorce, like all the thoughts that go into your mind. And then for my dad, I mean, he was alone, bro. Like, you would leave the house, like I would leave, I was all he had. Like, at least my mom had my brother, but my dad, I was all he had. So if I would like, if it was like a day, I would leave the house, and it would, you know, you would stay alone, and that like makes me so sad. Like, it's like the same feeling you get of like an old man sitting in a restaurant alone, or an old lady. Like, I literally have like a knot in my throat right now, bro. Like, that makes me so emotional, like thinking back at it. Now I'm like so happy that you know, obviously it sucks still, but I'm, you know, I'm glad that both of them have a partner now, because you know, they don't have to deal with that loneliness, and nobody should ever deal with that loneliness. Like, imagine having a house like with so much noise with kids, and then it going down to just being you. You know, silence literally kills you, bro. And like, even just seeing like the shape of the house change, so like, because he still lives in the house that we lived in as a family. So even just seeing like the shape that the house went into after like he lived alone, you know, obviously like you go from like a woman cooking, cleaning, doing everything for you, to like you working all day and coming home and not having time to do anything for the house or to maintain the house. I don't want to talk about this anymore. But yeah, that was a really hard thing to witness as a kid, or not even as a kid, like a young adult, a young teenager. But anyway, oh my gosh, this is really long. I mean, the knot in my throat. That is something I feel like you will never be able to understand unless, you know, you're in the position, any of this. But again, like, if you're going through something, I feel like you should just pray and be like, God, I don't know what you want me to gain from this experience, but allow me to, like, obtain all the lessons that you want me to, or the lessons that you intend me to learn from this, you know. And like I said, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be recording this right now. It's just so crazy to me how like each puzzle piece led me to this. One of like many things that, you know, their divorce wouldn't have led me to. So yeah, that's a little bit, you know, kind of like a history, not even history, kind of like a background of me if you don't know me. A deep, very, very deep introduction, a very deep background. Yeah. I think that was a good conversation of a single person. A good solo podcast. Keep an eye out for the next video. I promise you guys it's gonna be good. Well, it might not be that good in your point of view, but I think it's gonna be good. I'm super excited to finish filming it. I'm gonna try to finish filming it right now and see if I can freaking get some lights somewhere and stuff. But thank you guys so much for supporting me and like literally supporting my dream. Like, a lot of you guys know that, you know, the background and behind my dream, you know, like why does my hair look like that? What the heck? A lot of you guys know, you know, why I have this dream. And now, if you didn't, now you do. So, thank you guys for supporting everything, you know. Thank you guys for supporting me. I don't know why, you know, different of you guys have different motives why, like, you guys find me intriguing or why you like watching my things. But I think regardless of what it is, just thank you guys so much, because it is so crazy to me, you know. I'm about to hit 19K on TikTok, and almost 20, and we have a good number on here. I think we're at like 330 something right now, and it's like, wow, that's a big number. 300 people. But I'm so thankful for every single one of you guys. May God bless every single one of you guys. Again, like, don't pity me. Like I said, like, please, I hate when people pity me. Like, genuinely, I hate when people pity me. Just be like, yay, good thing you went through all of that, Lucy, because you wouldn't be here right now. And I'm that way too. Obviously, like, it sucks, and like, even like remembering half of these things suck. But like I said, everything led it up to this moment. So thank you guys so much. Like, I know I keep saying that and I say it all the time, but like, I don't know how else to thank you guys. Like, thank you guys so much for always supporting me and supporting my dreams. And like, imagine watching this in like a couple of years, and like, we just have grown a lot more than what it is this year. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next podcast and or video. I hope you guys have a great, amazing rest of your day, night, morning, all of the above. And I will see you guys in the next pod. Bye!